Hey guys, Firam here, and today I am going to be testing in multiplayer a car with one of the best nitro efficiency ratings in the game, the Rinspeed zaZen. While it may not be as good as it used to be in multiplayer, I found the tuning that is still pretty good. So, in upgrades we have 0501, in Pro Kits 4040. Now, this gives it a speed of 250 miles per hour at 1385 rank, so let's test how this does in multiplayer. So, for the first race, we are against a TVR Cigaris and a Camaro, actually. So, let's see how it does. This is on the irritating map with the turn at the beginning, which nobody likes, let's be honest. Okay, there's probably someone who does, but most people don't. So, as you can see, it has okay acceleration. It could be better, but it's still decent. As I said, its nitro efficiency is one of the best in the game. However, the Porsche 959 has a better triple tap nitro efficiency, while they both have the same perfect nitro efficiency. So technically, the Porsche 959 has better nitro efficiency overall than this car. But this is still pretty good. As you can see, its nitro is draining very slowly. The Donkervoort also has the same nitro efficiency as this car, which is really good. And this route is best in faster cars, so I'm not actually sure if it's faster in the zaZen, but I wanted to test it and see how it was. Also, the clips in this race were not all recorded at the same time. Some of them were recorded quite a while back, so that is why there may be differences in like the color of the car, for example, and my rating. So here it is faster going through this tunnel than going up to the right, even though all the AI cars still go to the right for some reason. So, as you can see, it reaches 250 miles per hour, which is decent for this rank, although the Camaros and Cigarises are quite a bit faster. You can still beat them if you're boosted and they're not, which is, I believe, what happened in this race. Even if they are boosted, if you've got skill, you can probably beat the Cigarises because this car has a better drift radius than they do, but the Camaros will beat you pretty much all of the time, unless they're unboosted, which is actually what some Camaro drivers do. Not very often, but occasionally you'll see it. A Camaro is unboosted and still beats everyone just because he's so fast, and they keep doing that, and then say a car like a Rinspeed beats them. Like you see down there was a Camaro at 1372, and also a Cigaris. Also, a good thing about having the Rinspeed below rank 1400 is there's less risk of running into, say, a 1450 Camaro. While it can still happen, if you risk points, there's a lot lower chance of it. Yes, if you risk points, you will get better matchmaking than if you just save points. Now, as you can see, the servolts start up faster and therefore knock me down. And in this race, there is also a homage, which are kind of uncommon to see around this rank. They usually go above 1400 at least, and do not become common at all until above 1500. So, let's see how the zaZen does against it. Here in cars with fast acceleration, it's better going to the right and down and up this ramp. If you have a slow accelerating car though, it's best to just go around to the left because you'd lose a lot of speed going up that ramp. One thing interesting about this car, it actually says Rinspeed on the license plate. And it's unusual for cars in Asphalt 8 to have license plate to say anything other than just Asphalt 8, so I'm not sure if this car is unique in that respect, but it's definitely uncommon for this to happen. This car is also interesting in the fact that its wheels are always orange, and it has the canopy of glass over the entire inside of the car. So interesting, it's actually a servolt ahead of me and not the homage. The homage is somewhere back there. So as you can see, I am faster than the servolt, and I hate it when this happens. Two cars try to go through there at once, and it doesn't work, and yeah. Homage is now speeding ahead. But I believe this homage is unboosted. Now, the homage is at a big disadvantage when it's unboosted because it gains at least 20 miles per hour when boosted. So, yeah. I believe that is the most speed gained by a car for its tuning kit in the entire game. No other car gets above 20 miles per hour. I'm fairly certain. So as you can see here, this car drifts pretty well. If not the best, it's still decent. So I'm slowly catching up to that servolt and that homage up there. And I am kind of surprised that I'm catching up to the homage, even if he is unboosted, because I believe the homage at this rank, if tuned properly, will still have a quite higher speed than this car. So yeah, but it's happening somehow. So here we come up to the turn that everyone hates, who has bad drifting, like that homage back there, who I just passed. And now catching up to the servolt again. I think that's the same one that knocked me down at the beginning, and then knocked me down in that tunnel by forcing me into a wall. But I didn't go after him because, for one thing, I don't usually play very aggressively in multiplayer. When I do, it usually backfires and I get knocked down instead of the other guy. So I just try to keep a wide berth from everyone and just stay away from them, because I've had plenty of times where someone's knocked me down at the beginning, and then I've tried to knock them down, and they've just knocked me down again. Something like this happened in my most recent stream, and if you'd like to see what happened, I have uploaded the stream archive as a video if you would like to watch that. So, we beat that Homage, who was a 1347. I believe the 1347 tune for the Homage is 03005050, but don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely certain. So those couple races were recorded a while back. This one I recorded more recently. As you can see, my car is a different color, and yeah, just so you guys know. And the Donkavort sped right past me, didn't knock me down for some reason. And then the Cobra tried to knock me down, but didn't knock me down for some reason either. One good thing about this car, other than its great nitro efficiency, is it has good armor, and it's not as easy to knock down as a lot of other cars seem to be. So that Donkavort and Cobra are right on my tail right now, but because of my slightly superior speed and better nitro efficiency, I'm slowly pulling away from them. So yes, nitro efficiency is important, especially if you get on a track like, say, Tokyo or Iceland. Even if there's another car that is a lot faster than you, if he constantly is running out of nitro and you have a lot, well, you have a chance to beat him. So that is one very good thing about this car. So coming up here is a choice between two routes on this track where it seems like half people go left and half people go right. Now, right is generally better for cars that have better drifting, such as the Vulcan, for example, or the F1 cars. But if you're in a Homage or a Camaro, it is usually better to go left. And this car's drifting isn't actually all that great either, as you can see here. I mean, it's okay, but it might be better to go left. So on the second lap, I do go left there, so you will see that very soon. So while this race plays, I would just like to bring up something. YouTube does not always give me notifications for comments. So if you comment on a video and I don't respond to it, especially if it's an old video, what likely happened is not that I didn't see it, but just YouTube did not give me the notifications. Now, I try to check videos, at least the past few I've done, for new comments, but if you comment on a very old video, I may not get the notification. Just so you guys know. If you want to ask me a question, it is usually best to do it on one of my most recent videos, because then I'll be most likely to see it. So here, as you can see, I've gone left, and this jump is also bad if you're in a car that has slow acceleration, and really kills that route for a lot of cars. So here, I'm skipping that nitro bottle because I don't need it. Now, in events, it's good practice to not pick up nitro bottles that you don't need, which may be a longer route, and therefore give you not as good of a time if you didn't need the nitro anyway. But in multiplayer, especially if you're running extra tanks, it's best to go after as much nitro as you can. So, that Cobra was actually over 100 below me. Wow, that matchmaking does not usually happen. So now for our last race against a Sagaris and another zaZen on Barcelona. So in this car, and any cars that have good nitro efficiency, usually it's best to triple tap at the beginning of the race, and that car just bumped me from the back and gave me a little boost. But if you're in a car that has low nitro efficiency, like the Homage, and you're not running extra tanks, it's not usually good to triple tap at the beginning. Even though you run a greater risk of getting knocked down, you also will run out of nitro a lot quicker and then be at an even greater risk of getting knocked down later. So now I'll give you my overall opinion on this car. It is decent in multiplayer. It is not the greatest, but it's not too shabby either. Unfortunately, as of the Porsche update, it is not on sale anymore, as are the Roughs, because they were kind of replaced by the Porsches. Now, however, they were given away in giveaway cups before the Porsche update came out, so hopefully a lot of you guys will have this car. If you tune it to this rank, you will do fairly well, unless you run up against Camaros and Sagarises, but many other things you will be able to beat. And who knows, you may be even able to beat some of those cars due to this car's better nitro efficiency and drifting radius compared to the Sagaris and the Camaro. But it really does all depend on the skill levels of the drivers, because many of the Camaro and Sagaris drivers who use those cars a lot have figured out easy ways to get around corners and not lose a bunch of speed, so yeah. Watch out for those two cars and the occasional Homage, but other than that, you should be able to beat almost any other car fairly regularly. So, we've come in first in that race. That Sagaris was the typical 1390 rank, which is 05005050 with just an extra tank. Interesting. So guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed and would like me to make more multiplayer videos and Asphalt 8 videos in general. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!